Hi everyone. Um, well, here I am after my battle with COVID-19. Um, on my Facebook, a lot of people, a lot of friends, they were, trying to get hold of me, and unfortunately, I couldn't speak with you guys because um, hospital misplaced my belongings, including my cell phone and my other valuable stuff like my wallet. But anyways, that's a different story. Um, So, really, I'm very humbled and I want to say thanks to all of you um, for your love and concern. Um, I'm very grateful. Um, so, I want to talk about COVID-19 a little bit more in details. Um, the reason because what I am seeing is a lot of people are still, not taking it seriously. They think it's a joke. Um, you know, Not many people are following social distancing when I go out, to my pharmacy. Um, so let me tell you one thing: you don't want to have COVID-19. It's not a good thing to have. Um, there are some mild cases, like people just quarantine at home and they recover, and there's some more, I would say, serious cases. People end up going to hospital, and sometimes they are in ICU, but then they get discharged. But my case was very intense. Um, you can see the mark on my face right here. So yeah, right here, and there is one mark here. This is from ventilator, like I mentioned before in my Facebook posting. Um, that I was on ventilator for 6 days straight, and then I was in ICU for 10 days. And on the 11th day, they moved me to the regular room. So I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Um, so, we have to think, what is more important, our life or few things we want to do? You know, People are very concerned about the lockdown and the social distancing. I see a lot of posts on Facebook. People are making fun of it. Um, but we should be taking this matter very seriously. Um, the social distancing, which means 6 foot apart, 6 feet apart. Um, and we're wearing the mask when you go out. Um, Try not to go out if it is not required. Stay home. If you're working, you have to go to work. But otherwise, it's good to stay home, as nobody knows what this virus is doing at this point. Um, it's a global pandemic. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna stay here um, for a while, or we don't know how long. Um, so, see, I'm still not myself. I'm just, like I I think a little bit slow. Um, yeah. So, I'm gonna start my story. What happened exactly? In my previous video, I was trying to show you guys the device I'm using to send my vital signs to the hospital every day, so they keep track of what's going on with me right now. And I showed you some of my medicine I was taking before going to the hospital. Um, so on March 19th, I was sick. So I called my wife. She was at work, and I told her, I need to go to hospital. So she left the work early. She came home, um, and we went to Mercy Hospital. Um, I think it was around 9 p.m. So when we got there, they told me I was diagnosed with pneumonia and high fever. So they gave me some medications, and then they discharged me. So we came back home, but they told my wife, she needs to, as she lives with me, it is possible that she may get sick as well. So they gave her a 2 weeks note to go in, not in quarantine at that point, because none of us was COVID-19 positive at that time. So we came home, and I still did not improve. Actually, it was getting worse. So on 22nd, my wife, she brought me to walk-in clinic in Saco, Maine. Um, when we went there, I was not even able to walk. I was in such a bad shape. But then they checked my temperature, and it was 103.8. They told my wife to rush me to the hospital right now. So she took me to Mercy Hospital in Portland again. And while she was driving me to Portland, I was already very delusional because of the fever and hallucinating. And I saw a very unusual dream. I did not know what was going on. It's like 25 or half an hour minute drive, depends on the traffic. So in the dream, I saw I was in a boat with one lady and one gentleman, and they were telling me I have COVID-19. Um, then they were talking about transferring me to other boat. So we were in one boat, and they were talking about transferring me to other boat because they thought I wasn't cooperating with them. So then the lady, she said, "Look, I'm here to help you. If you cooperate, probably you can stay here in this boat." So I said, "Yeah, okay." I realized that either these guys are trying to kill me, or you know, probably if I cooperate with them, I may have a chance. So I said, "Yeah, I will cooperate with you, and I will go with you. Um, but please allow me a few seconds so I can do my prayer." So, which at that point I was thinking, this is my last prayer um, before I die. So I did my prayer, and I asked God to forgive me, and I asked Him for His mercy. And then after that I was done, so I just told them I'm ready. Well, in the meanwhile, we reached the hospital, and my wife, she just parked her car right in front of the door, the entrance door. She dropped me there and went back to parking, and it was quite a task for me to walk few steps and enter the door. The moment I entered the door, there was security guy standing there, and he asked me questions which I really couldn't understand at that point. I was just standing quiet, and all of a sudden, you know, like lost my balance, and he just grabbed me. Otherwise, I was going to fall flat on my face. He grabbed me, then another gentleman brought the wheelchair. The funny thing is that when I was hallucinating, the gentleman I saw in the boat was that security gentleman, the first guy who helped me not to fall flat on my face. Um, so that was kind of, like weird. Anyways, then my wife also came inside the hospital, and they rushed me to ICU because my oxygen level was only 70, which is very low, and my fever was almost 104. Um, so they told my wife they will have to keep me overnight. So she had to come back home, and after she left, doctors came in, and they were giving me oxygen, but it wasn't really helping at that point. So they came in and they talked to me, and they said, we have to put you on ventilator, like right now, right now. I think it's part of the job, they have to inform the patient. And I was like, already, I was just trying to be there. uh, so I just nodded. I said okay, and I said the same thing again. Something came in my mind, probably this is the last time I'm here. I may never come back from ventilator. And there was a lot of pain in my body, like when you have fever, high fever, like 104, 105. um, you're almost very close. You're very close enough to say goodbye. So I said, can you give me a few seconds so I can do my prayer? The doctor said, okay, go ahead. So I did my prayer again, and to me it was my last prayer of my life. And again, I asked God for forgiveness. um, After that, I just passed out or whatever happened, or probably they sedated me. um, I was gone. So it was March 22nd, 2020, and I was on ventilator for 6 days. This is what I was told. um, I think it was March 27th when I came back to my sense. And I was like, I could not really comprehend anything. I was trying to absorb whatever was going on around me. Um, I saw a nurse standing in my room, doing some computer work, and I opened my eyes and I was like, what is going on? Um, and the hallucination was going on. Like when my wife brought me to the hospital, I saw myself in the boat, and I believed it. I really thought, they detained me and they got me here. um, so but I was so weak, I wasn't able to talk. I was just lying down. um, and my head was spinning, maybe because of the sedation. And but I was still feeling pain. I didn't know why I was feeling pain. um, So the nurse, when she saw me, you know, she said, she just introduced herself, and I just nodded, and she said, "Do you know where you are?" Um, I responded, I said, "Yeah, Mercy." I wasn't not really talking so well. It was very hard for me to talk very clearly. Um, Either it was because of the weakness I had, or it was one of the side effects. I could not really talk well for 2 days at least, and I wasn't allowed to talk to anybody either. I mean, my wife, she was calling hospital every day, and like twice a day, and they would just tell her what was going on or update her about my condition. Even when I came back to sense, they just told her, yeah, he's awake now, but he's too weak, and they wouldn't let us talk. I had to wait for 4 days. That means after 10 days, they allowed me to call my wife and talk to her a little bit. So it may be boring for some of you guys. Um, but I'm just wasting time. I'm not wasting time. I just want those people to take it seriously who think that this is a joke. It's not a joke. There's a lot of suffering and there's a lot of pain involved, and your precious life is at risk. If you get this, then your life is at risk. Or if you're sick like I was, um, I think I had 99% chances were there that I would not survive. There was only 1% chance that I may survive, uh, and I did. I'm very grateful to those doctors who did good job. They did not give up on me. They put me on ventilator. They gave me the breathing tube. The breathing tube is a long tube which goes through your mouth, down your airway to your lungs. Um, and even though I was sedated, I can tell you it is not a good experience. It is very painful. I could feel all the pain, but I could not react because I was sedated. But I it wasn't good. Um, when I had the ventilator on me, um, they tried to take it off on day fourth, and I remember that. I remember that. I mean, if I was sedated, I was trying to come out of sedation, and they were trying to pull things out of my mouth, but I got rowdy, and they told this to my wife that they will have to keep me on ventilator a couple of more days because I was very rowdy. Um, I reacted very strong, um, even in that condition, because it was a very painful experience. Uh, and if you can see here, let's see. Yep, see the mark here. Mark here. There is a mark right here. It's almost like more than 20 days now. I think 25 days. But these marks are still here. This is what this COVID-19 can do. Your healing process is very slow. If you have wounds, they don't heal so fast. Um, and I'm type 2 diabetic as well, so probably that's another reason. So, what they did is they had some IV over here, the syringe they put in your skin. Then they had a couple of catheters. Um, yeah, so there was like two yellow pipes which were going from here, all the way to my heart. They're very thin tubes, and I wasn't aware of it until day 10 when they took them out. But it was not comfortable. I was feeling a lot of irritation, and sometimes a lot of pain as well. Um, so what they were doing is they were injecting medicines and fluids towards my heart. Um, because I was in very critical condition. So this is the fastest way to, you know, inject fluids or medicines into the system. Um, then then there was another catheter in my CATHETER. It's like a tube which was going into my urinary tract, um, because I mean they still had to take the urine out of my body, which I mean I didn't realize for a while because I was really struggling to understand what's going on with me. Um, the first 3 days, like I said, I couldn't talk too much, so what they would do is they would give me a notepad and I will just write a word. Then they will try to ask me different questions and I will say yes with my head or try to say one or two words. um, so they had to work really hard with me. um, so the catheter they had, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but like I said, CATHETER in my urinary tract. I don't know what happened. It caused me so much pain. It was like third day after I came back to my sense. I was screaming out loud. I was screaming for peace, which I did not have. And I was, like begging God, please help me, please help me, because the pain was so bad. So they had to readjust it. Um, and when they took those, like tubes out from here and from my urinary tract, they told me it's gonna burn for a while, and I may feel pain, may feel a little bit pain, but that was not a little bit pain. When he took out the tubes from here, and when he took out the IV, it was very painful, um, because it was not just IV here. There was like two tubes, like 5 inches, at least 5 inches tubes, um, going down towards my heart. Uh, he took those out, and then he showed me. You see, he showed me those tubes. He said, "This is what was going towards your heart." And he tried to explain me in details, but I was having so much pain, I really couldn't understand a lot. But what I could infer from what he was saying is, um, that they were sending fluids towards my heart to keep me going because of whatever was condition I was in. So again, 6 foot rule, my friends, social distancing can save us from all this pain and trouble I went through. Um, one more thing, when I came back to my sense, my body was so weak that I would not be able to maintain my balance. They had to put two pillows on the right side, two pillows on the left side to make a pillow wall, so I don't lose my balance and fall on one side, which happened once. And I was in that position for I don't know how long because I had no energy to pull myself back and make myself stable. I was just in that position until they saw me, and I could not even, the life support button was, I mean, I was in a position where I could not press the life support button. I was just like a vegetable. So the nurse came and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing anything. I'm just here. I can't move." So he called another nurse and then they pulled me back. I was like, my head was going off the bed. Um, so they pulled me back and they, readjusted my pillows. So this is it, I think. Yeah, and one more thing. When they took off the catheter from my urinary tract. It was so painful that I was screaming. I was like screaming like an animal. And again, I was just praying so loud to God, please help me. The pain was so painful. You need to understand, we can avoid all this pain by following the social distancing rule. This is very important, my friends. I am just trying to help people to avoid the situation I was into, and it was not a pleasant experience at all. A lot of pain, my friends, a lot of pain. Um, yeah, it's not, I mean, I was like, think about your dear ones. Think about the people who cared for you. Think about your family. Think about your friends. Um, you know, when I came back to my sense, I was so worried about my wife because I was so concerned. I was feeling like she must be sick as well, and I just wanted to know if she's in the next room or what's going on. And because if I was COVID 19, my wife was going to get it, right? And she had the COVID 19. She was also positive for COVID 19. But luckily, thanks to God Almighty, her case was mild. She was just quarantined. She stayed home for a couple of weeks. But again, I mean, she lost her taste. Um, and she was having chills. And, when you lose your taste, when you lose your taste, you can't really um, enjoy any food or any drink. I remember when I came back from my sedation after 6 days. For 2 days, I did not eat anything. They really were forcing me to have some drinks, some juices. So I tried on second day. I tried some orange juice and apple juice. And I really couldn't feel anything because I had no taste and no smell. Um, and I just stayed. I did not eat anything. I just didn't want to do anything with the food. Um, yeah. So the first 3 days after I came back to my sense, what nurses sometimes nurse would just come in, like they were trying to do the more motivational therapy, I should say, because they would just talk to me, hold my hand, comb my hair, brush my teeth, and will tell me to look straight or look at their face, look into their eyes, because I was like, I was just saying tired. That means I'm tired because I couldn't talk more. And said, no, you know, you have to motivate yourself. So you have to get better. So they would keep telling me, keep encouraging me to establish eye contact with them because I was really struggling. Yeah, one of the side effects which I have right now is I think I need reading glasses because my vision is has been affected. I do not know it's because of the corona, but probably it is because I did not have any complaint as far as my vision is concerned. I had no problem. I did not need glasses to read, which I think I need now. Another thing, again, unusual dreams. And I was so confused, like I could not understand what month it was or what was going on. So I asked nurse um, that how was her New Year night, and she just looked at me. And the reason I asked her about New Year night, before I came back to my sense, I was dreaming. There was some dream going on in my mind that the fireworks were going on, and then I woke up. I saw the fireworks, beautiful fireworks, and then I woke up. And I asked the nurse how was her New Year night, and she said, "Why I'm asking the New Year?" I said, "Because I think I missed my New Year night. And she was like, okay. Then she asked me, did I know what month it was? And I told her it was September. And then she said, the New Year night is on December 31st. It took me a while to absorb that. So, you know, I'm just telling you what happened. I want you to know how much it can affect your brain, how much it can affect your ability to think right. It can hurt you in so many ways. Um, and I couldn't walk for a while. I still have this walking cane, which I use sometimes, when I have to go out. I'm supposed to keep it with me. Um, but I'm very grateful. I'm alive. I'm thankful to God, and I'm thankful to those people who prayed for me. It means a lot to me. I'm very humble. Uh, so please, guys, take this COVID-19 pandemic very, very seriously. Do not let this COVID-19 thing hurt you or your family. Educate yourself, educate your friends and family to respect the 6-foot rule, maintain the proper distance, keep yourself clean, take care of your hygiene. I think there's a lot said about all this already over the TV or online, so I think everybody knows that. But still, I repeat again, people are not considering social distance thing very seriously. We have to. We have no choice. Um, I, I don't think this is the end of the world, and I don't think this is the end of mankind. But I have to say one thing: this COVID-19 will have a massive impact on modern civilization, which we can already see. I mean, it's going to change the world. So if we have to survive, we have to compromise and on few things. So this is a different world now. This is a new normal now. Like Governor Cuomo said, Andrew Cuomo from New York, he said, that it's a new normal now, and there will be many more abnormals after this new normal. So we have to fight this. We have to stay united. Um, we have to help each other. We have to spread the love. We need to stop this hate thing. Like we should just respect each other as human beings. Uh, you know, we should we need to stand strong and fight this COVID-19 thing. Uh, but this is a huge warning. This is a huge warning, guys. Um, you know, we need to change.